What's up, everybody? It's your girl Vibing with it, and I'm back again with another lit emotional reaction video to the passing of John Amos and how the daughter is coming forth, and she's coming forth with some good information, some great information for us. So let's get off into it.
To make KC um, withhold the news of his death for more than a month and a half, for almost a month and a half.
There are some things that aren't making sense. For example, Belinda Foster, who had claimed to be my father's publicist, was never contracted. We've never seen any paperwork to show that she was his actual publicist with my father's signature on it. She was living with my dad and brother and another a person by the name of Eugene Brummett, and we believe that they're just grifters or super fans that came into my life, came into my father's life at my brother's request. And we believe that the three of them conspired together to take advantage of my father, who was diagnosed in 2016 with Alzheimer's, Lewy bodies, dementia. I have it in writing from the hospital. My father, though, bounced back, was doing really well up until about 2022. We started to see that he could no longer really care for himself. And that was the point when my brother moved in and started making allegations that a caregiver was stealing money from him.
Shannon, you were shut out. You were not able to see your dad toward the end of his life. What do you say the motive behind shutting you out and then, cremating the body almost a month ago? What do you say is behind all of this?
I think it's several things. It's my brother's need to control. He struggles with drug addiction and mental health issues. We went through this with my mother, but it didn't play out publicly because she's not a celebrity. I think that my brother had him cremated quickly so that law enforcement couldn't do and the family couldn't ask for an autopsy. We knew that my father had congestive heart failure. He's had congestive heart failure. We know that he wasn't in any kind of hospice care or home care. My dad had the best insurance through SAG-AFTRA. He should have been at Cedars-Sinai. We know that they dropped him off at, I believe it was Inglewood Hospital. Makes no sense, but it also means that they had no medical records there. We know that Belinda Foster was posing as either me or his daughter. We found that out from the hospital. My daughter will share more on that. But he likely died alone without any family, and that my brother wasn't even present, that he had Belinda drop him off at the hospital.
Are police investigating this at all, Shannon?
We are going to seek an investigation. There is a pattern because in Colorado, a doctor reached out to me. My father's primary care reached out to me, extremely concerned that when my brother moved in, he had began withholding my father's medication. He wasn't giving him any medication. My dad also had cancer, and he was supposed to come in for cancer treatments. That never happened. And that told me that without the medication, my father would die.
As a lawyer, the thing that immediately makes my spidey senses go up is a will and money. Did John have a lot of money? Is a will here an issue in terms of what the will had said, whether the will has changed? Is this a factor, do you think, in how this all played out?
My uncle was actually the head of his estate, and he had to do 5 wills because my brother would come in and we don't know if he got my dad high, we don't know if he had him sundowning, but he would get him to sign paperwork and he would undo everything. And so my uncle was constantly having to come back in, redo the wills. And I personally have copies of several wills. I also have a statement from my brother, which I made him sign after he did this with my mother, to state that he knowingly manipulated my father, had him change wills, and that he could not ever have my father sign a document again without family members being present. And he still was able to accomplish that.
Kara, this must be heartbreaking that this all happened to a man like John Amos, who is just beloved by so many people, that his death was secret it was withheld, and you're going through all of this. This must be just heartbreaking for you guys.
I think the number one feeling I feel is outrage. I'm dealing with it every day, every moment since I found out, and I found out at work. I'm an educator, so luckily I had my students, so I couldn't even react in the moment. But finding that out, I can't even wrap my head around it. I don't know how a human being can do that. And I really just feel like the entire family was robbed of any last moments, any last anything. And then to further go forward and cremate him against his wishes, number one, there's a special place that's all I can say. My grandfather deserved better. My mom only ever tried to get him to just a comfortable place, Mexico, Jamaica, wherever he wanted, so he can be taken care of. This was not what he would have wanted. And I know that with every fiber of my being.
Yes, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that post notification bell so that when I upload, you know that I've done so. Y'all, let's get straight off into this. So the family is saying that, this comes from 22, maybe about 24, 25 hours now. Amy Goody, Amy Goody is his goddaughter, and she wanted us to know that, it was with profound sadness when they found out the circumstances surrounding their father's passing. He was a loving man. He brought light into the lives of many. However, our family learned of his death through social media reports, only to discover he had passed away 45 days ago. Shockingly, we were not notified, nor were any family members informed. The tragic news has left us in shock and heartache. We do not have a death certificate, nor do we know where or why he died. But what we know is he was suffering from congestive heart failure and dementia. We fear he was likely cremated to avoid any potential investigation into the conditions surrounding his final days. Over the past year, John Amos was isolated from the family and close friends by Kelly KC Amos, Eugene Berman, and Belinda Foster. Despite our repeated attempts to maintain contact, KC prevented access to him, controlled and monitored his calls, and severed ties with John's daughter, Shannon Amos, his brother, Leslie Sael Franklin, his grandchildren, Kira Colston and Jazz Williams, his business manager, Paul Balderscare, his goddaughter Amy Goody, his niece Sharon Carson, his former accountant and other close family members, friends, and his loved ones. Casey portrayed an image of a close father-son relationship on social media, but the reality was far more complex. Our father suffered from the dementia. And Casey often gave John verbal prompts to create a narrative on social media that was not reflective of the truth. We were deeply concerned that our father may have been neglected and isolated during his final days. As we received photos from concerned neighbors and a medical professional. One photo even prompted an elder abuse investigation to no avail. The situation mirrors Shannon and Casey's mother's passing. Casey also prevented family members from being present and making decisions together. Shannon fought to be by her mother's side and ensured she had agency over her final days. The family also questions why no medical professionals, coroner, or authorities informed us of his passing, and why KC did not notify any family members directly. We believe there are critical questions that need answers, especially since we believe KC likely made the decision to have John uh, Amos cremated without the family's knowledge. We suspect that this action may have been taken to okay, the family also who questions why no professionals. Okay, we read that. We believe there are critical questions that need answers, especially since we have KC likely made decisions for John Amos to be created for family knowledge, without the family knowledge. We suspect these actions may have been taken to after potential wills and collect the life insurance or other benefits. This this is made even more concerning by Casey's struggles with addiction and mental health issues, as well as his previous arrests. While we mourn the loss of our beloved father, we are also saddened and outraged by Casey Amos's actions. We refuse to rule out the possibility of foul play, especially given the involvement of two individuals, Eugene Brumswell and Belinda Foster, who claims to have been John's spokesperson, who we believe may have taken advantage of his vulnerability as an elder. Also, at a time we should be grieving, celebrating our father's remarkable life, we find ourselves in the unfortunate position of seeking justice and clarity. Sincerely, Shannon Amos, daughter Kira Williams, granddaughter Jasper and Nikia Williams, son-in-law and wife Amy Goody, goddaughter Paul Balderskier, business manager Leslie Franklin, brother Willie Quinney, best friend Sherry Carson, Scott, niece. So basically, guys, they are saying that Kelly KC Amos was doing some nefarious things. The people that they send, the Belinda and Belinda Foster and KC and the other man that was there around Mr. John Amos. Listen, this is gonna be something that we have to really keep an eye on, because I feel like when she said what she said and she came out and she made that claim that he was doing something he didn't have no business, nobody looked into it. That should have been a time for people to look into it then. The person that was claiming to be John's spokesperson, from the woman, the Eugene Brummer, I mean, all of them. Kelly KC Amos, you in trouble. And then to come to find out, it may be behind some money. This man has a drug addiction. Looking at him, I'm saying, yeah, you look like your daughter, but you look like your dad. But I think that he was trying to capitalize off being John Amos' son, and the fact that he was good times, and he did Players Club, and I'm like, yo, this man probably was really something going on with this man's son, and he probably, him having dementia and going in his sundown state, he took advantage. I believe he may be right. I believe the daughter may be right. Because why you didn't call your sister? And then to find out that the mama had the same thing going on, and you took advantage of that too. Wow. Yeah, and then they said, she didn't. He didn't. He had to. she had to have him to sign something saying that he wouldn't do certain things regarding their daddy. Y'all go listen to the doggone video. This man was messing with the wheels, and she said she got several wheels stating that he done tried to redo the wheels. He done try. So he really, let's be clear. Good Times is aired all over the world. They still getting that Good Times money. Then you still about the Netflix, then about the cartoon series. They still get a cut off of that too. That's bringing that name back, that stock back up. So when you saying that this is John Amos and he had as long as Players Club be running on as long as people be ordering it, they get money. You get that if somebody buying that DVD, if somebody say, I'm gonna get this DVD, they getting that money. If somebody go and order it online, or buy it online, or buy it on YouTube, they getting that money. Anytime somebody go and buy that collectors, the Good Times collectors items, the VCR tapes and stuff, CDs, DVDs. I mean the DVD, not CDs, the DVDs, and the VHSs, the old VHSs. Anytime somebody come across something like that, you would think that it'd be dead, but it's not. But it's the residuals. That's the reason why they didn't want Cosby rotated like that. After we found out what happened, they pulled it off. But if you go and you download that on Amazon, they get that. They get that. Them cast members get that. Janet still gets a lot for her seasons that she was on there. Them last couple of seasons, Janet gets money. Anytime you mention Good Times, Janet gets mentioned. Anytime you mention Good Times, Bernadette gets mentioned. Anytime you mention Good Times, Esther Rowe gets mentioned. John Amos gets mentioned. Ralph Carter, Jimmy Walker, all of these people, even Bookman, even his name always, Ben Powers. These people get money. Even Pearl from 227 would get, her family would get a little, because she was on there, a recurring role, but when they would want Weeping Wanda to come in, she would come in and do her part. Listen, these older people, they still get money off there. He know what he was doing. That man know what he was doing. He was putting him in front of the camera. He was parading him around. Nobody knew what he was doing. But I'm telling you now they know. People know now. You played, you probably didn't hurt that man, but you did something. And you didn't want nobody to find out. You did something. Somebody did something, and it's not a body. They didn't already cremated. I don't know if they did. I don't even think he probably said, I don't want to do no autopsy. He didn't want an autopsy. So something didn't happen, y'all. So I'm going to keep up with what's going on. I hope she keep coming and telling us what's going on, because I would like to know, because I'm invested now. So y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that post notification bell so that when I upload, you know that I've done so. Y'all, till next time, peace.